Today I want to take you through a brief walkthrough of the checkout process for someone that's reserved equipment and how to return equipment. First, on the RnR page, go ahead and put your Sacred Heart username and password in, hit login. As an employee of the checkout room, you will have more options than the average student, as you'll be able to see some more or less of these menu items on top here. By default, it's always going to bring you to the booking menu right away. Now, if a student comes to you and they do not have a reservation yet, you can create a booking for them. Ask them what it is they're using it for and what class it's for. Remember, only communication students can sign out equipment. Students from other programs that are not taking one of our classes are not allowed to sign out any of our equipment. We have to keep these resources just for students taking communication classes. So if someone wants to sign out a piece of equipment, first choose the proper resource type from the resource type menu here. So you can choose video camera, mirrorless, tripods, and the like. So let's do mirrorless camera, which is the little Nikon cameras that people use for the 102 classes. Going to hit mirrorless camera, and if they're coming and they're staying right in front of you and they want to sign out right now, leave the date where it is and hit search, and we'll see that we have open spots here. Remember, in this, the dark gray means these are times that the office is closed. This lighter gray, the time has already elapsed, so you can't book things in the past. Where it's this white area, this is available to be signed out. You also see down here on the key you have things from my bookings, things that have been reserved. Also, blue is for things in use, green is for a waiting user, meaning we're waiting for them to come pick it up, and of course bright red is for something that is overdue. So I'm going to go ahead and pick an open spot here, and now in here you need to put in the username of the person that is signing it out. So you're going to put in their name, confirm that by looking at their student ID and then typing in their last name, and then you should be able to get their whole name in there. Fill in description as what class it's for. Confirm that you're doing it right now, and then also pick an end time. So by default it's 24 hours. Confirm you can return this tomorrow at this time. If they're going to be a little later, adjust it so that way they'll return it before it's due. We want them to return it before it's due and not be overdue to avoid any conflicts. You can also add related items to some of these things like tripods or on-camera lights for certain objects. And once you've done that, go ahead and hit the add button. Now, because you are doing it right now, sometimes it'll give you the option to issue the piece of equipment right away, so we can hit the issue button right here. Now in this case, I'm not going to complete it here, but if you want to, you come through, you find the number you want, so you pull one of the cameras off the shelf, match it up, so if you pulled on Nikon number 4, you'd select that and hit issue. You can also scan the barcode right from the tag into this field and it'll find it for you. But the other way to issue the piece of equipment is they already have it reserved. Now we can see it's a waiting user, so it's waiting for me to come pick it up right now. On the top here, we're going to go to the Issue tab. In the Issue area, booked for. Okay, who is it booked for? Again, get their ID, ask who they are, type in their last name. And here we have reserved for, and that's my username for this time. Now, it says it's a waiting user. To issue this item, I'm going to click the check mark, and then I have to, these little 3 dots with the underline underneath it, make sure I hit that, and then I'm going to select the specific number for which it is. By default, it sometimes goes for the topmost number. But you have to make sure that the tag on the camera or other piece of equipment that you're giving out has a number that matches the one you select here. So if you pulled out camera number 30, make sure you select number 30. And if another one is selected, uncheck that one. So for instance, if you had 2 is selected by default, you need to uncheck number 2 and then check number 30. And once you have that all set up, you're ready to issue it. Before you hit issue selected, open up the case, check that the battery's in there, it turns on, it has a memory card. Make sure everything is working properly before you hand it out. We don't want to be giving students cameras with dead batteries or missing memory cards and them taking the camera out and then not being able to use it in the field. So once we have that checked, we've checked the camera itself. We're going to hit issue selected. I warned you this operation cannot be undone. Are you sure you want to do this? And you say yes. And it takes a moment and disappears, and now that is in the possession of the user. And I can see if I go to my bookings now, I'm currently in possession of Nikon Coolpix 30. And I can even come in and modify my end date if I needed to, only because I'm an administrator user. You can modify booking times for some people up within reason. Now to return it, we're going to come up to the return area here. And there are 2 ways to return. One, I can again enter in the username like so. And there it goes, it shows me Nikon Coolpix 30. But the other way, let's clear this out. Let's go to return again. Refresh the page. The other and more efficient way is each piece of resource has a barcode on it. Take the barcode scanner, make sure you click in here first where it says resource barcode, and enter in that number, and it'll automatically find that item. And if the user has more than one item under a single booking, it'll show all the items that they have. You can scan in each piece without having to hit scan, return, scan, return. Just scan the first item, then scan the second one, scan the third one, and it'll check off each one. And once they're all checked, you can hit the return selected. Again, before you hit this yellow, orange button, open up the camera. Make sure the battery, memory card are there. Make sure it turns on. Ask them, have you copied everything off of this, because we are going to erase the card. Make sure that they have all their photos or videos before they hand it back in. Once you confirm that everything's okay, everything's in the bag like it should be, hit the return selected. Again, we cannot undo this. We say yes, and we now return it back into our inventory so that other students can sign out in the future. And that is the basic how to issue and return items into the inventory.